Welcome members. Firstly, I'd just like to welcome Ben Jewell, our head teaching professional here at the Kew Golf Club, myself, Simon Anglis. We're starting a series of short podcasts or videos, I suppose, hoping to give you a little bit of an insight into either professional golf, our experience in playing, and maybe a few topics that might resonate with you, golfers, to get an insight really into what it's like to play the game. You know, I think the appearance we get from golf on TV is that it's all, you know, wonderful, everything's great all the time, we don't miss a shot. I mean, clearly we're not tour players, but even the tour players that are out there, I think there's a bit of a filter on it, and I think we only get to see the good players. So, Ben, welcome. I think this will be an interesting subject to discuss.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, so I appreciate you wanting to get this going. I think this is going to be really helpful for members, and I think it's even just interesting. We actually started this last week. We did a video, and unfortunately the quality didn't turn out the way we wanted to. So
it's me.
No, we're golf pros, not videographers. But even that was interesting, and discussion was, I think, is going to take us to places that we, I think that people are going to enjoy. So
yeah.
Welcome, mate.
Yeah,
thanks for setting it up.
Yeah, no problems. So Simon and I just played the PGA Professionals Championships 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
It was my first proper event or tournament that I've played in. I can't even remember the last time I played in a professional event, probably 15 or 20 years ago. So it was really, really fun to test myself and see how I went under the gun. What did you think of the event, Simon?
Oh, I think the event's great.
Simon, by the way, qualified. I missed by 3, but he qualified, shot 1 under and made it by 2 shots.
I think.
Yeah, 1 over got in. Yeah.
2 over, I think, got in the end. Yeah.
2 over got in. Oh, and he missed by 2 then.
Yeah. So went for it.
Yeah.
I try and play the event every year. I love it.
Yeah.
You know, I think for me, like, playing is the whole reason I got into this game. I still love competing.
Yeah.
You know, most of the time I get let down with my performances, but fortunate enough this year and last year to get in. So we've got the final in the Heritage in November. So looking forward to, you know, spending the next sort of 4 months, you know, preparing for that. It's going to be good fun.
And you were saying before about going around and how you felt. Just you know, speak a little bit about how you're feeling on the way around.
Well, it's interesting. In the lead up to the event, I played 9 holes 3 days before, and I hadn't played for a couple of weeks just because we're busy.
Yeah.
And it wasn't good. You know, and when I say it wasn't good, I didn't feel comfortable over the ball. I wasn't striking it that well.
Yeah.
I wasn't holding many putts, and you just don't go in with a lot of confidence.
Yeah.
However, on the day, I hit a couple of reasonable shots, but I kept missing the green.
Yeah.
But I managed to, like, just be off and putt it close a few times, and just sort of held on for a number of holes, and then sort of made a birdie, and then somehow made a good save after hitting it up against a tree. And but just not panicking, I think, was probably the key, and hoping that I'd just hang on, and I was fortunate enough to hang on until about, I think we had 6 holes to go, and I went bogey, and I'm like, I was 2 under at that stage. I'll go bogey. I'm like,
you've definitely used the term hanging on a lot.
Mate, hanging on for dear life it was. Right. And that is, like, that's...
And yeah, we've all had rounds like that, and you know, every golfer does that. It's just one of those days where you're just hanging on for dear life.
And that's what, it's like that, what's that meme with the cat hanging on? Just hanging,
that's right, yeah.
But I think the importance of that is that there's, like, the realisation is that even the best players often are literally just doing what they can to get through. Yeah. And sometimes, like, I've played much better and shot much worse scores.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you probably have too.
Exactly.
But you had a different experience, didn't you?
Yeah. I was going in with a bit of confidence, as I'd shot 4 under off the back tees around St. John's the week before, in pretty tough conditions, striking it well. Not that I felt overly confident, because I know it's a game. I was still very much so ready to shoot 85 and come last, but I thought I was a good chance, and I was nervous at the start. First hole was pretty sketchy, but managed to get it up and down for a nice par, and then started to hit some really good shots. And the whole way around I felt good, but just putted poorly. Just had four really bad 3-putts. And I've been talking a lot about putting in my articles recently, and I listened to a podcast the other day from Sasha McKenzie, and he talked about not only reading a green for slope, but reading the green for pace. And I realised, like, the first 3-putt I had, it was a pretty straightforward 20-foot putt, slightly downhill, and I blasted it at least 15 feet past, like 5 metres past. There's really no chance of making the one back. And at the time I thought I hit it too hard, but when I thought about it later, I realised that actually when I struck the putt, the moment I struck it, I was like, yeah, that should be good. So it's sort of, I've never really thought about putting. You know, it's so easy to just think, oh, I hit it too soft, I hit it too short, too hard. But if you actually think about what happened in the moment, if you were comfortable with the way you hit it, it's a misread, not a misexecution. And I've actually been putting, my lag putting has been quite different since, because I've been paying a bit more attention to the read of the slope and being really committed to that. So had some good learnings as well, but it was disappointing. But yeah, I was honestly, even with 4 holes to go, I think I was 5 over. I thought I could birdie the last 4 holes and still get in, possibly. I thought it was going to be about 1 over. I played the last 4 in 1 under, I think, birdied the last. So it was good. I really enjoyed the experience, and I was proud of the way I finished. 4 over, I think I've tied 20th or something, so it was okay. Yeah,
it's good to see you back out there, because I mean, the time you've been here with us has been 7 years, nearly 8 years. Yeah. I don't think you played one event, have you? So that's good to get back out there.
Yeah. As I've sort of talked to you about before, I fell out of love with the game, and as a very a strange golfer. I'm just starting to feel a bit more confidence playing the game and playing with other people, and So no, it's exciting. It's good.
Interestingly, with the putting side of things, I worked at Rossdale for 3.5 years, so I knew the golf course back to front. So the interesting thing for me is that it's obviously, if you know the golf course, it helps. But you know where to come from and where not to. And Rossdale, the greens were really fast on the day. It was really windy. You didn't have to be off by much to leak it out a few extra feet, which then puts you under the pump. So I suppose if you're playing at a golf club that you know the angle that you're coming in from is so vital. Like around here, here at Kew, our greens have got some really subtle and some often not so subtle slopes in them. If you're coming from the wrong angle or you miss the green in the wrong spot, that's going to be more penalising than mis-executing on a lot of occasions. Not in your case, but
no, absolutely.
But out here,
there was that hole that we talked about. I think it was the 6th or double tier green. I hit it long up on the top tier, and the pin was down the bottom, and pretty much no chance of stopping it. That was another one of my 3 putts. I mean, I still probably could have had a better chance of making, I think, it 20 feet past or something. So I still could have got the first one a little closer if I was paying attention. But I did hit in a couple of spots that if I played again, I would have taken a completely different club and strategy. But when I'm coaching people, I know anyone who's sort of done some on-course stuff with me knows that like our 3rd hole here is just, you cannot miss that pin high, like left and right pin high. If you're an okay bunker player, maybe, but even that left-hand bunker on 3, if you miss it in there, it's usually jammed up against that back lip. So I think it's just, and you've got to just play to those spots. You said you only hit 7 greens for the day, which is not much. I think I hit 12. But you said every time you're missing in the right spots, just off the green. The greens are pretty small, so you can 2-putt from off the green relatively straightforward. Exactly.
I mean, that is the key. So
playing for your misses.
Well, play for your misses, but also too, even on days when you're not playing that well and you can't control it as well as you would like, it makes the decision-making process even more vital, because
exactly.
You can aim to miss it in the right place, and if you're if you're executing it poorly, if it's the right place, you'll still probably be okay. But if you're being too aggressive at times, and I suppose also it's, you have your days when you think, no, I know where it's going, I'm controlling it pretty well, I can be a bit more aggressive.
Definitely.
Or there's days when you go, well,
Yeah.
I'm just going to play for we call it the fat part of the green. So, you know, obviously the widest, or, you know, on the third hole, you know, if you're not hitting it that great and it's a bit of a lengthy shot into the green, well then it's short all day long.
Yeah, it is.
There's no danger at the front of that green.
A lot of our greens, it's short's the good miss in most cases.
Yeah. So I think, you know, good learnings for me out of all that, because, you know, you're not going to have your best scores on your best days. Sometimes you just got to make it happen.
Exactly, that's right. And that's to be honest, how I think that's how good golfers get better. Like, golfers get better. Like, long term, if they're getting a lower handicap and scoring more consistently is important to you, that's huge. It's a huge part of it. It's just knowing what you've got on the day. Like Carl Morris refers to having an A, B, or C game. Most of the time, you're probably going to have B or C. Occasionally, you'll have A where you be a bit aggressive, but almost categorizing it helps you to make decisions properly on the day. It's like, all right, I've got my C game today for sure.
Yeah.
This is all right. We need to take a few irons off the tee potentially, or just, you know, play my favorite clubs in certain situations. And but you do see it on tee. You do see. We know. I don't know whether everyone notices it, but you do see occasionally the guys just they're hitting it sideways, and you just then see them start to just miss it on the other side of where the pin is. So they've got easy chip shots, and then they just scrap it together. And almost, I actually got her up on that the tournament he just won. He was missing the right places most of the time, but.
Well, look at Rory in the Masters this year. I think his driving statistics were something like, he was possibly the worst, or close to the bottom of the field in driving statistics. And he wins the tournament.
Yeah,
like around Augusta, that is just like, it makes his win even more impressive.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but yeah, I mean, I think, you know, we can all learn from those days. I mean, for me, when I'm trying to play, I try to map out in my head where exactly I want to go.
Yeah.
I think the danger for players who just play at Kew or at your own club, you get a bit complacent.
Yeah.
You tend to just go through the motions.
Definitely.
I hit 3-wood here, I hit driver, I hit 8-iron, whatever the position.
The blinker's gone for sure.
Rather than going, this is where I want to hit it. I kind of picture it as a green zone or a red zone.
Yeah, okay.
Green zone is where I want to hit it.
Yeah.
And that's this big, and I want to hit it to that spot. And so, you know, the conditions will determine what club I hit there.
Yeah.
So if it's straight into the teeth of the wind, it could be, let's say the first, for example, here.
Yeah. Yeah.
I kind of picture this green zone that's sort of on the left-hand side of the fairway, about 190 out, roughly, 200 metres, or 190, so I'm short of that bunker.
Yeah.
And I go, right, what's the wind doing?
Yeah,
Straight down, it's 5-iron.
Yeah, exactly.
Straight into, it's 3-wood.
Yeah, that's right.
Just as an example. So
yeah.
if you can kind of, it's important to think predominantly, I think, about where you want to hit it, rather than where you don't want to hit it.
Yeah, exactly.
But maybe you do your pre-work prior to your game.
Yeah.
And you say, well, you know, right of that fairway is obviously no good because it feeds around to the right and you're blocked out by the tree.
Yeah.
But I think mapping the course in your head about where you want to play is your first point.
Yeah.
You got to, if you don't have the map, then you're not, and you don't have the plan, well, then you're going to struggle.
Yeah. And this is a really positional golf course, Kew. Like, you're just playing to corners, playing to positions. And if you're a little bit out of position, if you try and push too hard, it just bites you. Like this course is hard. I don't play here heaps, but it's a real challenge.
Yeah.
It's mint.
Absolutely.
I reckon it's a great layout.
The good thing about this place is that it's not super long.
Yeah, exactly.
But
off the backs, it's decent. But
and this time of year it's really long. But in normal circumstances.
Yeah.
But you don't have to be far offline to be in a really poor position.
Yeah.
And that's probably more around the greens more so, because if you hit in the trees, you can always get out.
That's right. Yeah.
But if you miss the green in the wrong place, hopefully,
If you hit in the trees on the third, maybe not.
That's different, killer. Don't go right.
Yeah, that's right.
That's a red zone, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's a red. What, is there anything above red?
And that's
worse than red. Is it
on
black?
fire? I think it's
yeah, that's right.
But yeah, I mean, you know, I've forgotten what we were thinking.
You were saying missing greens is probably where it's.
Oh yeah, exactly.
I mean, I would agree. Yeah, I think fairways there's always probably in a lot of cases like on the third, for example, you can miss it way left.
Yeah.
And there's not many trees out there, and you can, no one likes me telling them just aim it into those trees and hit it, because everyone wants to hit the fairway. But to be honest, if you hit it right on that hole, it's just over.
It's
like
numbers.
you're chipping backwards, or so it's an absolute shot lost. Whereas if you miss it left, maybe you lose sort of a third or a half a shot. Do you know what I mean? You thread one through the trees. Maybe you still got 100 meters left in, you know. But the greens are the big thing, aren't they? Missing those greens in the wrong spot.
Oh, I think a really good example of that's 15.
Yeah.
Like the 15th green.
Yeah.
Obviously, is the shape that it is, and it's you know, the front is very narrow and the back's a bit more forgiving.
Yeah.
But if you hit it in that valley, if you're coming from a long way in and you're hitting it in that valley, it's actually fine.
Yeah.
You're putting it straight up the hill.
Yeah, that's right.
But if you try to land the ball short and get it on the green, it's going to hit and go one way or the other.
Yeah.
Because there's a little bit of a rooftop sort of, isn't it? Like a ridge in the middle of the fairway.
And if you're left,
just pick it up.
Like that's right. But I've honestly, kudos to the people I coach. I've seen so many of my players hit amazing shots off those lies, like over and onto the green. I'm astounded because it's into the grain.
Water runs down. It's soft this time of year.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
and I think the point about that too is it's not that there's anywhere that you can't not get up and down.
No, that's right. And personal skills as well. If someone loves that shot,
absolutely. Yeah, go for your life.
Yeah,
it's not me.
Yeah, that's right. It's me, not me either.
But in saying that, it's a game of averages, right?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
The more time we put it in places where it's straightforward up the hill, number one, it takes pressure off you.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
in this game, you don't need added pressure.
That's right.
I mean, pressure is a mindset thing anyway.
Yeah,
but if you put yourself in a position where you're fearful of the next shot,
your mind still knows what you're capable of.
Correct.
Like you can't just say, "Well, I don't feel pressure."
Be positive.
Yeah,
Be positive.
that's right.
It's not going to help.
Yeah.
So I think that's the number one thing.
Yeah,
really,
definitely.
So tell me, you played that one?
Yeah.
What's next?
Well, I'm really pumped up for the seniors tour. That's kind of my long-term goal. I've been doing some work on my body, work on my swing. Well, probably body and mind is where I'm really placing a lot of attention at the moment. Because I feel like my golf swing and technical stuff's okay. Chipping still needs a bit of work, but I'm pretty comfortable with the rest of it. And really looking for that. I don't know what tournaments I can play in really. Like there's the Pro-Am circuit only hits here a couple of times, like, you know, and it's events that are pretty random. So, I mean, I'm playing regularly, playing once a week or once a fortnight. You know, handicap's decently low and performing okay. So, I'd like to play some more events. It's just trying to find some.
Yeah, it's a bit of a challenge in this stage.
Yeah. What do you play in?
No, same. Like I had a look to sort of do some preparation and look for some events in the lead up. There's a Club Pro Championship, which is the Coca-Cola Invitation, coming up in September, which for actual head pros and stuff like that, which is a bit of a, I think they do it as a token gesture for us, but that's okay. So I'll aim for that. I think that's late August.
Yeah, okay.
And then I had a look at some Pro-Ams, but they're sort of up the bush, Barham and that sort of stuff, late September. Yeah. Which, you know, again, I don't know whether we'll get in because we haven't got rankings and that sort of stuff. But I'm with you. I think we're about the same age, aren't we? We're 2 and a bit years away.
Yeah, that's it.
We might both be out there trying to
that'll be super
earn a couple of
fun.
bucks on the seniors too. You never know. But it's I'm with you. Like, it's good fun playing.
Yeah.
You know, and I love playing. I've got to get back out here and play a bit more. I just haven't had a chance in the last few months. But it is good fun. I enjoy it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So I think we'll try and do a few of these around some different subjects. So if you've got any suggestions that you'd like to discuss, we'd be all ears and happy to go through some stuff.
I think I'm talking about the golf course and different ways to play it would be a good one. And
definitely.
Yeah,
I think everyone can benefit from a different insight.
Possibly even how it changes through winter and things that you might look out for. And but anyway, exactly what Simon said. If there's any topics that you'd like us to discuss, we'd like to make it a regular thing and just keep in touch with everyone.
Thanks for the catch up, mate.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
Talk
It's
to you
good.
soon.
Yeah.